nail in the longitudinal strips first around the edges and then put in these long ones here. Then we'll stretch canvas, and then what?
And then we paint it.
Then we're going to paint it, and that's what, of course, makes it waterproof. So we've got to do this. Now, one of the things that's curious, I think, if you want to make a kayak like this, is the shape. How do you get a pattern like this? Now, this is small enough for you. It's about 9 feet, and it handled pretty good for you. Yeah, I saw you chasing tadpoles out there on the pond. What this is, of course, is a part of a circle. Have you ever done, in mathematics, sets that intersect, and they always show it by drawing circles? Well, this is where two circles overlap. What you do is take about an 18-foot stick, you draw out a straight line on the floor, take about an 18-foot stick and put chalk on the end and use it as a compass and sweep around like that, and that's one side. Then you get the stick out on the other side and sweep around the other way, and that's this side. So it's two circles intersecting, and then divide it up about every 18 inches. You'll need a frame, and then just measure the width at that point, and that's how you do the frame. And the other thing, of course, is, let me show you this, Rachel. This is neat. It's round on the bottom, a little rough to see because I didn't have enough roundosity on this one, but it needs to be round here. And so we're going to have it, although it's 6 inches on the edges there, it's going to be 6 inches around the perimeter. Around the bottom, it needs to be round. You can kind of see those long ribs there through the painted canvas. And it's also rounded on the top, too. You know what that's for?
So if any water gets on top, it'll run off.
Gets on top instead of going into the kayak, because, of course, they use these up in. Let's put this thing up here. Use these up in Alaska, of course, the kayak. There you go. Oh, pow. That's going to be fun. Let's go to work now. And that cold water getting in there, it frees your mucklucks. All right. Do you want to start sawing? Okay. Now what we're going to do, let me show everybody. You go to in sawing position. I'll show what we're going to make here. We're going to make some of the frames now. And what it is right here, you're going to make this piece right here. All right. This is 4.5 inches long here from this point to this point here. Now, we want the depth of the boat to be 6 inches. So what we're going to do, of course, is at some point we're going to be nailing on a 3/4 inch piece here. Actually, it'll stick out like that, but a 3/4 inch piece here and a 3/4 inch piece here. And so that's 3/4 and 3/4 here. What's that up to?
1. Well, I mean,
1.5.
Yeah.
1.5. And so 4.5 here plus 1.5 equals 6. Okay, so that's what we're going to do, is do that. Now, you need a lot of 4.5 inch blocks. So, sawing. And I know this is your unfavorite thing, Rachel, but all you have to do is relax. All right? All right. And here is your square. And here is your ruler. So, lay out 4.5 inches. There's your pencil. Let's see how you do it this. Okay. All right, there it is, 4.5. All right, do it, yeah, mark it on the side with the thing. There's the ruler. At 4.5 inches from the end. All right, now what do you do?
Take the square
and that's called a tri-square. Right, okay. Now I see how you're using it. Okay, let me see. Why don't you hold it this way, like that, I think. All right, there you go. All right, and that's the tri-square, and that just fits up against the edge to draw back. All right, now comes the fun part, the sawing. Let's see how you do with this. So I know this is sometimes hard to do. But now, what do you do? Okay, to start it, what do you do?
You just start on it.
Yeah, you put your thumb against it. You're always worried about messing up your fingernails, but you got to put your thumb against the wood right there. All right, now draw back. There you go. That's the ticket. All right, and now forward. There you go. Okay, more vertical. You tried to go horizontal too fast. So that's the trick. You cut vertical first, and then you cut down. Now just relax. Don't get nervous. The saw hang up if you get nervous now. All right, yeah, now you're too horizontal. All right, go vertical. Stay vertical. Up and down. This is a little fine-tooth back saw, and it's a good saw for young kinder, I think. Keep going now. You find the coarse tooth saw harder to use?
Yeah.
Good. Well, I'm glad you have this little one. This is my pride and joy, second to you and Helen. Yeah, what do you think? How's it look? Look, keep your eye on the cut now. Keep your eye on the cut. And all right, go vertical. Yeah, that's it. All right, it's a rocking cut. It's a wonder you get anything done with me. Just relax, yes. And you're almost there. All right, there it is, 4.5 inch block, kind of off the line. You must have tensed up a little bit. All right. You ready to nail it together? Mm-hmm. All right. Now what we got to do, of course, is measure this out, again, with those bows to it. And this is the frame that we're going to lay out. Now let me shove this stuff over a little bit here. All right, and we'll need the square. All right. Now what we're going to do is, remember, on the bottom of the frame, it hangs down about 2 inches. So that's what we want to do, is have this 2 inches below the vertical point. See how rounded that is on the bottom? Okay. Yeah. So what we're going to do is come up 2 inches on either side. And this is going to be the board that we're going to do it on here. So I'm going to stand this up. Now these are just pine. This is just pine. What we'll do is use the framing square, and I'll hold that here. Look here how I do this. Up 2 inches. All right. Now up 2 inches. See, on this side here. All right. And that, then we find the center. All right. Now how do you find the center? What's the middle of 19.5, which is how wide this frame is? What would that be? Half of that? What I do is, see, instead of not doing that arithmetic, I slide the bottom end up 1/4 inch and then go to 10. So that's an easier way to find the center. All right, now what we'll do to get that roundness is I'm going to draw a line from here. I'm going to draw a straight line. It'll be a V bottom first. All right, there. And then we'll do here. All right, down like that. All right, that's a V bottom. But that's not what we're going to do. We're going to do rounded here. Right. And what I'm going to do is just go down it like this, see, with a sweeping pencil like that, see? And that's the line that I'm going to follow, all right? Okay, so that's that one. Now this top one, it's a more gentle roundness, and that's, of course, to let the water run off the top of the boat, all right, on the canvas top. So there, we're just going to go down 1 inch. And let's see, I'll just eyeball 1 inch, because it really doesn't matter. Do you know what the ancestor of this is, or ancestor in this kind of stick and wood deal, is a coracle. Do you know about coracles?
Yeah.
Where'd you read about them? You told me about that.
Yes, I read about it in C.S. Lewis's The Dawn Treader.
The Voyage of the Dawn Treader? What was that? You told me Reepicheep or something sailed one to the end of the world? I would not. A coracle is a little tiny fishing boat they use in the, I think it's in the west of, well, anyway, I've seen pictures of them under Iron Bridge. And people go salmon fishing in these little tiny boats. And they are bent oak sticks, oak splits. It's almost like a basket covered with cloth. In fact, that's what it is. And the Indians, the Native American Indians, do the same thing. They'd make what are called bull boats. Well, anyway, bull boatities. What we're going to do is now chop these out, and you will then do what to them?
I'll shave them.
All right, you're going to shave them after I chop them. Hold this one, please. All right. And I will chop this guy right here on that line. And I'm probably going to chop so well that you won't need to do any shaving at all. We'll do it anyway. All right, and same here. You just follow that line right down. Get down at the bottom first. Excuse my chips. We'll just let them fall where they may. And there we are. All right, can you fit that in your shaving horse?
Yep.
All right. And she's going to work with what's called a spoke shave. And I'm going to trim this guy here. Right down. Is that working all right?
Yeah.
I just sharpen that. So it should be doing pretty good. Let's see. Is that... All right, do the edge first. Remember what I said about doing the edge first? All right, and then work into the middle, and that'll work better. All right, and now down this side again. Excuse me. Sorry. There we go. Very good, very good. All right. Now, what I want to do is, let me see, find the pencil here. Excuse me, can I reach around and grab that? All right. Now, what I'm going to do, Rachel, to get a 2-inch interior, watch this. I just hook my pencil like this from my knuckles and just follow around. See how that works? It's kind of neat. It's just hooked with my knuckle is acting as the fence, and that's how I guide the pencil. You can see how my knuckle is hooked around there, and just let that be my guide. Let your knuckles be your guide if your conscience isn't working these days. All right, then we can chop that to follow the other one. All right, now this goes this way. All right, keep shaving. I got another one coming. I want that one to be finished by the time this one is ready. All right. This is a long way from doing it with the natural shapes, and of course, walrus bones, I think, that a kayak is traditionally made from. But I realize it's easier to go get a board for a lot of people. That natural shape wood becomes scarcer, and all of folk boat building turned to this kind of business. Let's see how you do on this one. Now, this one you'll have to push to go down the inside. Now, push on down the inside. All right, with the smooth one. There you go. Right, start in here. Now go. Oh, I ran away from you. All right, and this little foot-operated vise and spoke shave. There you go. This is like a little hand plane that can fit right down in the curves. Very short bed so that she can shape it any way she wants. Okay, enough of this. Let's go ahead and nail it together. That's a good idea. Just want to show everybody how to do it. And we'll come back and work on this because it takes a while. Let's get down here and start nailing. And I think this is your favorite part. All right. We'll go ahead and use this other frame. Now, I've got some bronze boat nails. And we'll set this here and this here. And here's your new hammer, your brand new hammer. I'll hold a bronze boat nail right there. All right, and I'll hold it for you. You go ahead and hit it in. Now, these are made of bronze, and they have rings around them, so they hold real tight. You can see those. Oh, you're losing it there. Okay, go ahead. All right, now really drive it on. That's it. Drive it hard, hard, hard. Oh, you're losing it. Let me see if I can get it over here. A little 10-ounce hammer. Perfect, just as I had in mind there. All right, try another one. All right, another one right here. I'm going to try and get these in. These are bronze, of course, so they won't rot. And rot. I think they'll rust before they rot, won't they? You go ahead and drive it in. They are bronze, so they won't rust. And the ring shank, of course, makes them hold like the dickens, so you can nail a frame. Drive it on, drive it on. Go ahead. Yeah, good. All right. Now, of course, the other way of doing this is to just drive these through. Now, these are galvanized nails, and we clench them over. But, of course, when you clench them, you break through some of that galvanizing, and it gets rough. Well, anyway, that's the frame we want to make. Let's go ahead and nail it to the long strip here. Hey, stay where you are. Stay where you are, Rachel. Just swing around this way, and we'll go ahead and do it. Now, we've got a long building board here, and you can see our final frame. It's not really a frame. It's just kind of an end piece. It's also 4.5 inches from here to here, and this is beveled off at 45 degrees, and adding the piece on top and the piece underneath makes it 6 inches. So it's 6 inches all the way around. Back up a little bit, Rachel, and let's go ahead and nail the frame right here. We are now on the bottom of the boat. We've got that middle frame that we're going to cut out when we make the cockpit. And I'll go ahead and put a nail in this one. You get ready. Oh, can I use your hammer? That's your pride and joy. You have to hang on to it, because I am a hammer walker away with her. All right, and now let's see. Where's that other frame? This little one here. This is so small, this little one could be a solid block of wood. But, of course, you can't, nails won't hold in end grain here, so you want to have that cross grain. Did you know that? Nails, they can't go into end grain and hold worth worth using there. All right. So now we'll nail this last one. Let's slide this around here, Rachel. Back up a little bit that way. There you go. And do you want to nail this last one in?
Okay.
All right. All right. I'm kind of doing all your work for you, and I promise to teach you how to do this. All right. Now go ahead. Now that's going to be one tough nail to get out, so you want that to go straight and true. Ah, that's power. Yeah. All right, that's my kid. All right. Now let's go ahead and flip it over. And what we're going to do now is nail this long and very hard piece of pine onto the front. Now this is stiff pine. Hand it to me here, all right? And what that's going to do is pull the bow into it. Now I'll go to the back here. You hold on to the front. And I'm going to put a piece under here. All right, and this is going to, now push down in the middle. Push the middle way down. Push the middle way down. All right, and that's going to pull that bow into it. We want the bow to be to the bottom. All right, now, Rachel, final thing is let's go ahead and see if we can loop a rope around these pieces here. All right. See, now we've got this nice long frame. Go ahead and loop a rope. That nail did not hold. Push down again in the middle. All right, that's okay because that's temporary. What we want to do now is bend these side pieces. So go ahead and grab one down at that end. Grab one and loop your rope around it. And grab this one and loop your rope around it. Here, this one and this one. All right. Now comes the fun part. Now this is going to also get tedious too because you want to bend without breaking. But these long strakes, can you adjust this, Rachel? Adjust them up front. All right, I think I'm going to just tie this one off and come up and help you. All right, this goes here and here. All right, now pull tight, pull tight, pull tight, pull tight, pull tight, pull tight. There we go. All right. All right, now that's the trick. Okay, now we've got to do 4 of these longitudinal pieces. I'm going to loop that over there. All right, now this is the whole trick of it, is to pull these long longitudinal pieces and nail them to the frames, okay? And then what we're going to do is, of course, start nailing on the in-between strips. So now comes the fiddly, whittly part. You go ahead and hold that. Yeah, looking pretty good. Looking pretty good, Rachel. Rachel, oh, take the cotton out of your ears now. It's okay. It's okay. I'm sorry. I use a lot of French when I'm having to bend wood like this.
Just like tax time.
I know. It is a taxing situation because, of course, you have to tie one end and then you tie the other and it springs up and it's crazy. So, and you see, of course, when you get it down there, you have to nail it like crazy to get those ends to stay down. Of course, I sawed these on a bevel to match that end piece. And you'll see how we do that when we come to the long strakes. But one thing about bending wood like this is choosing, of course, the right wood. No knots, but also don't choose something with very, very tight growth rings because it will be brash and snap just like that. It will not bend. Spruce is real good, but again, a lot of woods will do it. Green oak, if you can get it, makes a really good little boat like this. All right, Rachel, let's see. I'm going to turn this over, and you can start spoke shaving and planing down the edge. I want you to bevel the edges on these things, and I'm going to get the other pieces to put in, all right? Try it right there. Try your spoke shaver right there. Yeah, good. Okay, I want you to bevel this all the way around on all the pieces I do to make sure that it won't snag on the canvas when we get to that. And I'm going to start putting on these pieces here. Now, and I'm just going to eyeball these. Now, these are just the long pieces that go down here. I'm going to nail them and then bevel them in. And I'm just going to eye them in about even. Just set them in even. And Rachel, I'm going to nail the one closest to you. And I like your hammer. You're going to have a tough time getting it back, I'm afraid. A little light hammer like this, and just divide up the space. All right, across there, and nail these things in. This one here, just put them even. Now you're going to have to use the plane to get down in there. All right. All right, now nail up front here, and you can go ahead with your plane, and just make sure they're straight. That's nice. Now you work along down so we can get this thing in the water with my other daughter. There we go. All right, now these will go over on this side here. Make sure you got enough sticking out the front. Lay that like that. And this one, yeah. How's it doing?
All right.
Good, good. It's a little, but remember we were talking about coracles, the English version of this?
Yeah.
Those things they only make to last about 2 or 3 years. And they cover them with calico cloth. And here's the ripsaw. Calico cloth and kind of paint them with tar. And they just make them about every 3 years or so. All right. Well, let me see. Now, what I got to do here, see how this hangs out over the end here? What I'm going to do is get the ripsaw and set it an eyeball in just right on that line. And then tuck it down under. You see, one of the things I was careful to do was to make sure that this rim sticks up a little bit. You'll see how that effect works here. When I get this down, you'll understand. Uh-oh, what was that? Oh, that's all right. There. Lift this up a little bit. There. All right. Now see what that, oh, I've got everything everywhere. Kick the nails over, kick the bucket. See what I've done here? I've got that now beveled so that it will drop down. Now that is why I made the side strake here sit up higher. It's a higher piece than being flush with those frames that we made. Now nail in here will then hold that down. Just like that. Now I'm going to tilt this over and you can see what I'm talking about. Excuse me, Rachel, just for a second here. So you can see right here how I put the frame down. The frame is down a little bit, about 3/4 of an inch below there. Very important. The same on the top side, and that way these long strakes on the top will sit flush all the way across, and the canvas will blend down. All right. Now, sorry, Rachel, to interrupt you. I know we're in a hurry here to finish this boat and get it afloat. What I'm going to do is just saw right here, and that will bring this flush, and we'll be ready to do the rest of the boat. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. All right. Think we're all done? Mm-hmm. All right, I think we're ready for the canvas now. We've planed all the edges so they're real good and smooth. And of course, you can see what we've done is cut all of these long strakes so that they bevel real easily into the side pieces. That's real important. All right, so now we're ready to put on our high-grade canvas covering. You know what this stuff is really?
Yeah.
What is it?
Drop cloth.
Just drop cloth. It still is high-grade canvas, but it's stuff that let's turn it over so we get the better seam face up. It's been used for other jobs, and they sew it together to make drop cloth, and it's very good canvas. It's about $10 or so. So the whole boat costs about $25, including paint, even if you have to go buy the wood. All right, now can you reach under and hang on to it? Hang on to it. We're going to turn it over, and then we'll be ready to start tacking the canvas onto this. It's a wooden canvas boat that was so popular. Now I've dropped my tack hammer. Why don't you get the tacks and your tack hammer, and you drive the first one, all right? What we're going to do is tack opposite one another. All right, you go ahead and tack that one. There we are. Very nice. That's good. All right. Tack it all the way down. That's good. Very nice. Good rhythm. All right, now I'm going to stretch on this side, pull the canvas tight, and then tack it on this side. Can you, all right, I think I'm right. These are copper tacks we're using. Okay, get another one. I'll go ahead and put another one up here at the next cross frame. Pull it up this way and pull it that way. And tight. These are copper tacks. You also see sterilized tacks. That's because the upholsterers, did I tell you this? I think I told you this, but upholsterers fill their mouths with tacks and then reach up with the magnet and get them and drive it. All right. But these are copper. That magnet wouldn't do you much good. Very good. All right. Now we're just going to continue all the way down, tacking all the way. All right. Tacking all the way. And I guess you could use staples too. Work real well. I'll show you what. Let's take a look at this end. You can see how it's getting pretty smooth. Pretty smooth down the bottom here. And up here at the bow, what you do is pull it tight and gather it all and fold it back. And now all that tacking and pulling will make it look real good and smooth. Let me see, pull that up, see? And this just gets a nice smooth pull right there, and it works fine. All right. Now, however, there is a problem with this boat. Rachel, what would happen if you tried to get into the cockpit of this guy right now?
You have a lot of problems.
You couldn't do it, right? Because there's a thwart still here. Remember, we still had that you would be thwarted. There's a frame still in there. And, of course, we leave that until the last moment. And then it's held by this piece that we've nailed on, and we can then just saw the guy right on out. All right, well, we don't have to do that now. But let's go on to your finished boat. See how it looks before we go. I think we've got the cover on this all right. What we did here, of course, was just take another strip of canvas, the other piece of the drop cloth, and pull it tight on top, cut out the opening, and tack it around. And what we're going to do is go around the top edge and pull it tight. See, like right here where it's baggy, pull it tight again and tack again. Now, we should have done this before we got the paint on here, but that's the final trick. That's the final trick. And Rachel, I think that is indeed the most fun part, is when you get to paint your boat. And a couple of coats, of course, will keep it watertight. So let me open this guy up, and we will finish our little kayak of canvas and wood. So I thank you for joining us. It's Roy Underhill.
Rachel Underhill.
See you next time here in the Woodwright Shop. So long.